Yo! What is up, guys? Nick Nakai here, Let's Drift Media. Thank you guys for coming back to the channel. If it's your first time here, please do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. It really helps out my channel as well as dropping comments. So anyways, on today's episode, I'm going to be talking about why I left the Toyota dealership and being a flat rate mechanic in general, and where I'm off to next. If you guys have been following the channel or my Instagram, you guys know that I no longer work for Toyota, no longer work for a dealership, and I'm no longer a flat rate mechanic. So that's what today's video is going to be about. I'm going to give you guys some of the reasons that made me kind of just finally say, screw this, I'm out, and what's next. So thank you guys for all the support. Let's get started. But before we get started with today's awesome video, I really want to encourage you guys to join the Discord. We got over almost 500 members in there now. It's pretty cool. I made a bunch of different roles and stuff. It's almost like a little dealership in there. It's kind of funny, but that's what the guys in there wanted. But we got anywhere from tech talk, advice for newcomers, tool talk, tool deals, even stuff for sale. If you're not familiar with Discord, it's pretty much like an online thread / chat space where you could talk to your friends and stuff, and it's turning into a pretty large community, and I'm pretty active on there. I try and get back to you guys whenever I can on my breaks and stuff, but I really encourage you guys to join it. Even if you're not like gamers or social media people, it's not really like that if you're unfamiliar with Discord. I'll leave the link down below. But really quick, if you guys are a dealership flat rate mechanic, I'd appreciate if you dropped a comment with your 2 cents about working in the dealership. Any advice you could give to some younger folks, because I have a lot of young guys who aren't even in the industry or going to school right now, and they're trying to get into the industry. So they read the comments, and you guys are really helpful, and I really appreciate it. So
let them know.
All right, so on to the good stuff. So I've been a flat rate tech since about the end of 2012, so almost about to be 10 years. Well, really just over 9 years right now, but almost 10 years being in the flat rate industry. I worked my way up from starting at the bottom as a loop tech, to becoming an apprentice, to becoming a flat rate tech, bounced around to different brands ranging from Chevy to back to Toyota to BMW, and at Toyota, all as flat rate tech. So I kind of got to see the ins and outs and the gist of working in a dealership, and for the most part, every brand is the same. You're doing the same thing, just on different vehicles. So I'll go ahead and let you guys know where I'm working at now. Still a mechanic, still working on cars, but I actually went to the diesel side of vehicles in the fleet line. So now I'm hourly. It's a totally different ballpark. I'll probably give you guys an update in a couple videos, but I've only worked there as a fleet tech now for about 2 weeks. So can't really give you guys like a full like review about it, but I'll talk about that more in upcoming videos. But that's where I'm at now. It's hourly. Pretty much took like a $10 pay raise, so it was like a no-brainer. And the benefits are great. It's super chill, and so far I'm loving it, but we'll touch on that in the future. So I guess I'll just kind of start going down the list of things that kind of push me to the edge. And just made me want to get out of it. First thing that really is kind of annoying being a flat rate tech is the fluctuation of your paycheck. I know I talk about being flat rate is great because you're almost in control of how much money you make. Basically, the more cars you work on, the more work you perform in a day, the more pay you're gonna get at your paycheck. So that is a super awesome part about flat rate, but you gotta take the good with the bad, and a lot of the times, maybe it's not so busy, you're not making that much money, you're getting these little ass paychecks. Maybe sometimes it's really busy, which is super awesome, and you're making these fat paychecks, but it's so up and down. I just don't consider it that stable, and now that I have more bills and I'm really trying to just make as much money as I can without overexerting my body, thinking in the long run, trying to save my body so I can actually walk, not like a hunchback when I'm like 60 years old. But back to the point, the paycheck fluctuation was one thing that I was kind of just like, dude, like, do I really want to do this for the rest of my life? Like, having the ups and downs of the pay. So that's just one reason right there. Another reason is dealing with the shitty warranty work, the rattles, the noise complaints, customer states wind noise, customer states engine making weird noise on startup, and half the time it was like normal operation of the vehicle, or maybe there was a problem, but you end up kind of getting boned and not really getting paid. So it's like, it would be very frustrating to me when I get those type of repair orders, and I'm dealing right there, like trying to figure it out, wasting my time essentially, because at the end of the day, I'm not gonna be able to flag any hours on that ticket. So I basically just spent my time trying to fix this car for free. And then you see somebody else doing like brakes, gravy, major services, gravy recalls, and it just really gets frustrating. Yeah, it just really gets frustrating. It doesn't happen all the time, I would say. I got plenty of good work, but just back to the fluctuation, it's ups and downs. Sometimes you're gonna get good work, sometimes you're gonna get bad work, and you never really know what you're gonna get on a given day. Another big reason for me was the stress that it comes with. I talked about this in my last video of the constant pressure to get cars in and out. Customers, at least at Toyota, expect their car to be done like it's McDonald's. Order up, next. Like, oh, I gotta go pick up my kids at 3 o'clock. Like, I need my car done. I need my transmission pulled out and the rim and seal done by the end of the day, because this customer, I don't know, has to go do some stuff and they think we do magic behind the scenes. So that was like super annoying, because I like to do like good work. I mean, I try to do my best work, but when it comes to time crunches and trying to get waiters out, trying to get cars done before lunch, you really just kind of have to rush yourself. And rushing yourself leads to cutting corners sometimes, not doing your best work. Yeah, you're getting the job done, but when you start rushing yourself like that, you're very prone to making mistakes. At least for me, I didn't make too many mistakes being rushed like that, and I kind of did like it just because the day went by faster, but it's really stressful when you have a bunch of repair orders and they all need to get done in a certain time. And at least if you're trying to make money, you want to get them done so you can make those hours, but again, it's just very stressful. And I found myself a lot of the times coming home just kind of like pissed off, like, man, like, this, like, I feel like I'm getting worked like a dog. And yeah, the paychecks could be good sometimes, but those times when the paychecks weren't so great, it really just made me question, like, do I really want to do this? Like, working on cars in general. But luckily I had other options, so I can still be happy working on cars. But just now where I'm at, it's not that rush. There's not waiters because we don't have customers. We're working on our own crew members' vehicles that are in the company, so it's a totally different environment. And yeah, but back to the rush, it's just never gonna end, because customers want their cars done fast and they want it done perfect, which I understand. People have lives, things they gotta do, but what customers don't understand is they're not the only customer. There's multiple cars that gotta get done and they all want it all done. So it's never gonna end, and it's probably always gonna be like that. Another big factor that got me thinking a lot lately was not much of a retirement. Working in the dealership, I started thinking about, as I talked to more people, older people, I would like to retire one day, hopefully by the age of 65. And working in the dealership, a lot of their retirement plans are not that great. When I'm talking about like their 401k plans, they usually don't contribute much to your 401k, which is basically your modern day now retirement, since most places don't have a pension or nothing. It's definitely not a dealership. But that's a big thing, because you have to realize right now, if you're a flat rate tech, yeah, you could be making good money, but if you're not putting that money away, have you ever thought about what you're gonna do once you retire? I know a lot of people in the industry don't put money away, because it's very hard to take money out of your paycheck and put it into a savings plan, a retirement plan, something like that. So that's just probably one of the biggest reasons that I was like, dude, like, I'm not gonna be able to retire at 65 doing this. At the rate I was going, I maybe have like a couple $100K in my 401k by the time I retired, and that's not enough to live the rest of your life, at least not comfortably. So as far as anywhere I've worked, they don't really contribute to your 401k, so it just makes it a lot harder to save that money, because any money you're putting into your retirement plan, that's just your own money. And yeah, it's growing, but it's a lot easier if the company is contributing and matching towards your 401k, which some dealerships do. I've only worked at one that partially contributed, but most, at least all the Toyotas I've worked at, they don't really contribute anything. So that's a big reason. I think a lot of young people don't think about their retirement plan, because they're just thinking, oh yeah, right now I'm young, I'm making like 2 to 3 grand a paycheck, like I'm making bank. But if you're not saving that money, you better start thinking about what you're gonna do later on as you get older and that money's not there anymore. because you can only work so long in the dealership. Dealership life is very hard on your body. So just something to think about if you haven't thought about that yet. The last reason, I think this was honestly the ultimate reason that pushed me over the edge, is when you guys know I got my Toyota Master Tech status, and I was pretty much begging for a raise because I'm like, dude, like, come on, like, I'm making like $3 more than a base level entry tech who has no idea what he's doing and he just got in the field. Like, I don't think that's right. I know being a Master Tech, ASE Master Tech is just a piece of paper, but it still takes some work and effort and some smarts to get that, or else everybody would have it, because a lot of techs aren't even ASE certified. So that was probably the ultimate thing that just really grinded my gears, because I was like, dude, I went to school for this. I paid to get my ASE certs. I recertified to maintain my Master Tech status. I went to Toyota school, I got my Toyota Master Tech status, which also requires 5 years of work experience at Toyota. And you guys don't want to really pay me more. And then basically what happened, I kept asking for a raise. They just kept saying no, like, we're gonna work it out at the end of the year. At the end of the year is when minimum wage goes up. So when I got my Master Tech status, all entry-level techs started off at $28 an hour if you just got put on the line as flat rate tech. Me being a Toyota Master at that time was making $31 an hour, so $3 more than a brand new tech off the streets or off the loop rack. And they were telling me that once the new year happens, then we'll give you a raise. So that was, to me, was kind of a slap in the face, really, because once the new year happens, minimum wage went to $15 an hour in California, as you guys know. So that means all entry-level techs now have to get paid $30 an hour because it's double minimum wage for flat rate techs in California. So entry-level techs, all techs basically, we're gonna get a $2 pay raise just because minimum wage goes up. And I'm trying to get a pay raise because I achieved a certification level that not many people have and felt that's pretty valuable to the company, but obviously they don't care enough to compensate you for that. So when I did go to put in my notice, they were just like, oh man, like we just talked about your pay plan, like we were gonna give you your raise. So I was like, okay, so what was the raise? And they told me $34 an hour. So I was getting a $3 raise, everyone else was getting a $2 raise just because. So essentially I was getting a $1 raise because I should have got that $2 anyways, just because everyone else was getting it just because. And I was just like, at that point I was already over it, because that's the number in my head I thought they would give me. So that was just kind of like, when you don't feel appreciated and you're working hard, you just kind of give up. And I would say I honestly kind of just lost faith working at the dealership, because I don't feel like dealerships value their employees that much. Any dealership, it's like, it doesn't matter who you are, like I say, everyone's replaceable, and I understand that, but that was kind of just like the last straw for me. Like, you know what, like, screw this. So yeah, those are pretty much the main reasons why I left being a dealership technician. Being a fleet tech has kind of been my goal, like, ever since I was on the lube rack. I kind of wanted to get into like Caltrans or something, working for the state or the county, because I've just heard such great things about it. Like, your hourly rate, usually it's a pretty decent rate. It's guaranteed. Your paycheck's always going to be the same, if not more, if you're working overtime. The benefits are usually really great. The health insurance is a lot cheaper. The 401k plan is usually a lot better with these companies. And yeah, this was like probably my long-term goal for the longest. But in my head, I was like, you know what? I'm still young. I can grind it out right now, and I could like destroy my body being flat rate and making good money, which I did do pretty good last year. But the thing with these fleet union companies, it's seniority plays a big role. So now in there, realizing a lot of the people I talk to, they're just like older guys, older than me at least, and they're just telling me like, I wish I did this sooner. Like, I wish I did this sooner. So that was something I really thought about, and I was like, you know what, if I could get my foot in the door, the younger is better, so I could just start building that seniority. It'll help me move up in the ranks later on, a couple years down the road, and just open up better opportunities for more pay and better opportunity in the company. So that's where I'm at right now, guys. Sorry if this was like a little rant, but I had so many people asking me like, where'd you go? Like, what's next? Like, you going back to BMW, or are you going to an independent? No. So that's where we stand, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Again, sorry if it was a rant. I do not like to discourage people from being in the dealership. I have plenty of videos explaining the good things about it and the pros and the cons about it and how you can make a lot of money and a good living. But this is just the path I decided to go down, and if you guys stick with me, we can see how it rides out. But that's all I got for you guys this time. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace!
Hey, Bill, I'm in the mood for a switch up. I hit the function, hit the rose till I hiccup. I hit the stage and leave with money that's a stick up. She picture perfect, so I told him I'm a flick up.